Hello. Been at the Community Reporters May Meetup tonight. 15, 20 people, I think, altogether came through the doors, which is not bad. I think we didn't send the notice out particularly um, early because we were worried about the Easter and the bank holidays, and then we didn't send it out until yesterday, the day after the bank holiday. So that's pretty good because I'd forgotten it was on tonight, and let alone anybody else. Anyway, one of the key things today, I just want to talk about one thing in particular, is trying to get people reporting and making sure that people have all the help they need to facilitate reporters actually getting their stories told. And so we've a couple of things that we've done about making that happen is um, we've picked some themes, and we've done it in the past. We did the Refugee Week, and we're doing the festival, which is massive, of course, in Brighton. Brighton Festival, the Fringe Festival. It's the second biggest festival of its kind in the UK, and one of the biggest arts festivals in Europe. All sorts of different things going on all the time, and 101 different things that you could be reporting on. So we tried to get specific. We reviewed the sorts of approaches people could take. I've got some notes here. We've got some great ideas. You can do previews, you can do reviews, you can do before and after an event, you can do interviews with the cast of an event, you can do interviews with the audience of an event, you can do vox pops, you can take a theme like one of the popular events apparently for children is pirates, and you could write up about pirates and use it as an excuse to write stories about why pirates are so popular with children. We've got ideas about open houses. There's a massive open houses network across Brighton. Huge numbers, hundreds of houses are open with artists' work in it for people to visit. One angle is that lots of people visit it to see the house and not the art, so it's like a version of location, location, location. You could do behind the scenes, an open house for a day as a picture story, watching them all hide away their mess just before the visitors arrive. You could follow particular trails. There are trails around all sorts of different parts of Brighton, pictures, video, whatever, doing interviews with people, putting them up as stories. So lots of ideas, and I really got a buzz out of that. I felt that that was something that we've been missing, is quite creative. Caroline Sutton, who's worked on national newspapers, The Sun and The Mirror and others, it was leading that session, and just getting people to sort of continually just think of ideas and say, well, let's do that. How could you make that into an interesting story? And I realised people are missing that. They need a context in terms of somebody giving them some impetus and saying, oh, that's a good idea. Have you thought about doing it that way? Then the other bit of it was, okay, where are you going to get it published? So we've got three ideas. I'm just going to give you them so that you can see what we've been talking about and making it specific. One is the Evening Argus. We have got good context there, and people who produce content could be video. We think videos acceptable. We're not 100% sure, but they have published videos from people who were in the meeting before. But I think they definitely prefer written content. And they will, if you submit it to them, they will want to edit it, but they will publish it. If you contact us, we'll tell you how to do that. BrightonandHoveNews.org, if you don't know about that website, it's a great news website. It's run by Frank Leduc, who's been involved in Community Reporter since it started. Definitely have a look at BrightonandHoveNews.org. And he's producing publishing a festival page. Normally, he does mainly news, but he's going to do features and festival reviews. So anybody who publishes anything around the festival, if that's you and you want one of your stories or your reviews or your open house or whatever, write up some notes and send it to him and say that you're a community reporter. He'll sub-edit it, so just make sure it's good enough to go online. And if he needs any help, then we've offered to help him in terms of volume of work, make sure he gets it up there. So there's another offer. And then finally, Brighton and Hove Community Radio. Susie has offered to run a festival page within their website, which means that you could do podcasts as well as radio broadcasts, which then end up online. So if you're interested in doing work with audio, whether it's for the radio or just generally because you want to use voice, or, I mean, a load of vox pops would be a great way of doing this. If you go along to an event and then speak to the audience afterwards and just say, what did you think of that? What's your favourite bit? What would you recommend it to others? That's the sort of thing you could just compile up into an audio podcast implying you put it online. It could also be broadcast through the radio. So all of those things, great ideas, and hopefully gives people a bit of energy and a buzz. And then we've written down a list of what everybody said they're going to do. And then when we come back in June, we're going to find out whether people actually did it, because we really do feel a need to sort of push people and get that impetus going and get reports going out and do stuff. The other couple of things to mention, we've got some training somewhere on our website, lots of news about training, including, for example, podcasting. So how to do podcasting. If you don't even know what that is, producing audio, doing it on your computer, publishing it on the web. There's also a story that we've picked up on, which we're hoping people will be interested in, which is Brighton and Hove People's Day, which is on the 18th of June. We've been invited by the council to help support it, and one of the things that they're offering is that people who come through the Community Reporters network will be able to publish stuff in City News, the magazine that goes out from the council. And they're looking for stories about the diversity from within the community. So if you've got a story you want to tell about your community, then we can get that published in City News. We're not guaranteeing that, but that's what they're offering. We're also talking about taking a stall at the People's Day, which is an interesting idea. We did it last March in Jubilee Library. This is in June, a bit more. It was a bit cold last time. We think that's a great idea, and we're going to look into having a community reporter stall. So anybody who's involved who couldn't get along to the meeting tonight, put June the 18th in your diary so that you'll be able to join in with us in having a community reporter's presence and also telling your stories as part of that event. And there will be some more information coming around about that within the email network. So, good meeting. I'm off to the pub.